See, when you put the boys against the girls, you're not just playing a game, you're stirring up a history that goes way back. Back to who got the biggest piece of chicken at dinner. Back to who mama liked best. Back to who could outrun who in the yard. It's not just competition. It's a comedy show wrapped inside a family reunion, and everybody gets a front row seat. Now, the beauty of boys versus girls is that nobody comes to lose, but everybody comes ready to prove. The fellas walk in there like they got it all figured out. They puff in their chest, talking about, we got this. We're stronger, smarter, quicker. You know how men do, full of confidence, sometimes with no evidence. And then the ladies, oh, don't get it twisted. They might not come in as loud, but they sure come in with a plan. They got teamwork, they got strategy. And let me tell you, they got memory like an elephant. Ladies don't forget nothing. They remember every little thing from 10 years ago, and they bring that energy right into the game. And that's when the fun begins. Because at its core, this rivalry ain't about points on a scoreboard. It's about bragging rights. It's about being able to walk into the kitchen after the game and look across the table like, yeah, we won. Don't burn my toast tomorrow morning. It's about years of playful teasing wrapped up in one showdown. And the beautiful thing, no matter who wins, the laughter is louder than the victory. See, families need that. In a world where everything can feel heavy, sometimes we forget that joy is free. Laughter don't cost you a dime, and it pays you back more than money ever could. When the boys and girls face off, the real prize ain't the winning. It's those moments when somebody says something so out of pocket, so unexpected, that the whole room falls out laughing. I'm talking about the kind of laughter that makes your stomach hurt and your eyes water. That's the gift. That's the moment everybody remembers years later, long after the game is over. Now let's be real. Sometimes competition in families can get a little heated. Somebody might get a little too loud. Somebody might roll their eyes one too many times. But the love underneath it all is what makes it safe. See, rivalry without love tears people apart. But rivalry with love, that builds bonds. That's how you keep families close. Because when you can argue, compete, laugh, and still hug it out afterward, that's real family. And don't we all know the truth? It don't matter what the scoreboard says. The ladies usually end up winning anyway. Because let's face it, boys might win the game, but women, they run the house. They're the ones who know where everything is, who paid what bill, who forgot what birthday, and who really said what last Thanksgiving. That's why this rivalry never ends, because both sides got power in their own way. The boys might hold the remote control, but the girls, they hold the whole household. What makes this showdown so special is that it gives everybody a chance to shine. You see different personalities come out. The quiet uncle suddenly becomes the star with one hilarious answer. The cousin you thought didn't know a thing surprises everybody with a genius response. The sisters gang up, the brothers huddle, and right in the middle of all that chaos is love, pure and simple. So when you think about boys versus girls in a family setting, don't just think about a game. Think about connection. Think about memories. Think about how those moments of fun remind us why family matters in the first place. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter who's keeping score. What matters is the joy that fills the room, the stories that get told again and again. and the love that makes even the fiercest competition worth it. That's why family rivalry with love is so powerful. It ain't about beating each other down. It's about lifting each other up with laughter, with fun, and with that playful spirit that says, we belong to each other. Boys versus girls might start as a game, but it always ends with family. And that's the real win right there. Now let me tell y'all something. Everybody tunes in for the game, but they stay for the answers, and not just the good ones. Now, the real magic happens when somebody gets up there, heart beating, palms sweaty, ready to deliver the winning response. And what comes out of their mouth makes absolutely no sense at all. That right there is comedy gold. That's the moment when the room goes quiet for a split second, like, did they really just say that? And then it explodes in laughter so big, it shakes the walls. See, here's the truth. It's easy to clap for the right answer. It's easy to cheer when somebody nails the number one spot on the board. But when somebody hits you with something so wild, so far left that nobody even thought of it, that's where the entertainment lies. Because in that moment, you ain't just watching a game show. You're watching life play out in the funniest way possible. Think about it. Pressure does funny things to people. You put that spotlight on them, the clock's ticking, and all of a sudden, their brain just takes a vacation. They got a million answers in their head when they're sitting in the audience. But the second they step up to that podium, their mind says, good luck, player. You on your own. And then bam, out comes something so ridiculous you couldn't write it if you tried. And the best part, it's not just the answer, it's the reaction. See, that's where the laughter gets contagious. The family standing behind them is holding their breath, praying for something smart. Then the moment that crazy answer drops, they can't hide it. Somebody falls over laughing. Somebody else covers their face. And grandma in the back is shaking her head like, Lord, where did I go wrong? That's what makes it priceless. Because it's real. It's unscripted. Nobody's faking. It's pure comedy born in the middle of competition. And you know me. I can't just let it slide. When somebody gives me an answer that don't make no sense, I got to stop the whole show. I got to look at them, look at the audience, maybe even walk across the stage like, did you really just say that? That pause, that look, that little extra beat. It gives the laughter time to grow, and it lets everybody savor the moment. Because let's be honest, some answers deserve a spotlight all to themselves. Now, what's beautiful about those unexpected answers is how they bring people together. Nobody's mad. Nobody's walking away embarrassed. If anything, that one wild answer becomes the family's favorite story. 10 years later at the cookout, they're still talking about how Uncle Joe thought kangaroo was a type of fruit. It becomes part of family history. That's why I say comedy gold, because laughter like that lasts longer than the game itself. And the thing is, we can all relate. We've all had that moment where we froze up, where the pressure got to us, and we blurted out something we knew was wrong before it even left our lips. So when we see somebody do it on stage, we don't just laugh at them. We laugh with them. It reminds us that nobody's perfect. And sometimes our imperfections are the funniest, most lovable parts of us. That's why the unexpected answer is the heart of the show. It cuts through all the seriousness. It takes the game out of the game show and makes it about people. Because at the end of the day, Family Feud ain't really about who wins the money. It's about those unforgettable moments where human nature, pressure, and humor collide. It's about showing that families aren't perfect, but they sure are entertaining. And let's not forget, sometimes those crazy answers are actually closer to the truth than we think. Every now and then, what sounds ridiculous ends up being on the board, and then the whole crowd loses it again. Because not only did they say something wild, but it actually worked. That's double the comedy, double the surprise, double the fun. So, when we talk about unexpected answers being comedy gold, we're really talking about the joy of unpredictability. We're talking about the thrill of not knowing what's about to come out of somebody's mouth, and the laughter that explodes when it's something nobody in their right mind expected. That's what makes it unforgettable. That's what makes it worth watching again and again. Because at the end of the day, you can script jokes, you can rehearse lines, you can plan out every detail, but you can't fake the magic of an unexpected answer. That's pure, unfiltered human nature. And when you mix that with family love, a little competition, and a whole lot of laughter, you've struck comedy gold every single time. Now let me break it down for you. This game ain't really just about who wins or loses. You can add up all the points, you can cheer for every right answer. But the real show, the real reason people keep coming back, is the magic that happens in between. And that magic, that special sauce, is all about personality laughter. And those